Hey guys, what's up? My name's Art. Welcome back to another video. Wow. Okay, yesterday I talked about a story that happened in Michigan where this guy got fired for not taking the vaccine. Okay. I found out on my Facebook, of course. I said a reply. And then what happened is after a while, there was like one or two replies within an hour, then there a little bit more happened. So what I did is I took pictures of it, and I'm going to read you the responses. So basically what happened, so long story short, the guy was a meteorologist, the people tell you about the weather, the weatherman. The station told him, vaccinate or lose your job. You got to get vaccinated or you can't work here. He chose, I'm not going to get vaccinated, and he lost his job, and he got fired. Okay. Now, thing is, that's the basic story. So what I wrote down was, let me read my glasses because he chose not to get the vaccine for his job. Don't feel sorry for him. He made a decision and this was the outcome. True. Okay. My job right now is talking about mandating vaccines. Okay. I already got vaccinated the first dose. My second dose is next week. I'm not a big, like I said, my job didn't come up to me and say, you got to do it yet. They're working on that. But if your job tells you that you're going to get vaccinated if you don't get vaccinated, you can't work here anymore, and you decide, screw it, okay, fine. That's your choice. That's your choice. Okay? So then this one fool comes up. It's a choice he should never had to make. The company had no business presenting him with the ultimatum in the first place. Really now? So here's the thing. So you mean to tell me your employer cannot tell you to get vaccinated? You sure about that? Well, according to conservative viewpoints, they can. They can do whatever they want. They're their own entity. They're providing you with a way to make a living. If they tell you to do this, you go do it. Okay? So be it. For example, there's certain areas in whatever city, there's a homeowner association, and you can't have certain kinds of vehicles. This one guy bought a truck. I know it's nothing to do with it, but I'm using this as an example. He bought a truck. Why? Because he wanted to buy a truck. His homeowner association told him to get rid of that truck. It brings out the value. Either get rid of the truck or you move. So he had to get rid of the truck. He shouldn't have to do it, but guess what? He wanted to stay where he lives. So what? So that's what he did. Now, personally, should your job make you get vaccinated? That's between you and the job. But anyway, my reply, well, according to conservative belief, they can do what they can do that. Whether you agree with it or not, he made a choice. Correct. He did make a choice. Conservative viewpoints basically a liberal viewpoint says that you can't force me to do this. You shouldn't be able to force me to do this. Okay? Conservatism says they can do whatever they want. This company can do whatever they want. This organization can do whatever they want. That's conservative viewpoints. Now, here's the problem. Okay. So then I said, then some other person chimed in. Folks only think about themselves, not the safety of the public or co-workers. Okay. That's a very hot topic because a lot of people say, well, if you're vaccinated, I'm not vaccinated, you should be okay, right? In theory, that is correct. Getting vaccinated does not mean that you can't get COVID or get sick or anything. It just means it helps you fight it off better. That's what a vaccine is for. It's to help make you fight it off better. I tell you, oh well. I mean, I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but this is the kind of nonsense I see on a daily basis. People now, like I said, on a basic level, should you be forced to get a vaccination? No, you shouldn't be forced to. But then again, you're technically forced to go to you've technically forced to go to school, right? Aren't you forced to go to school? You're forced to get enrolled in school, aren't you? I bought a car. I'm forced to get car insurance. Okay. There's a law against it. There's a law. It's funny. There's a law, but getting car insurance. I mean, my beater car, my 2001 Jimmy, I should just take strip the insurance, just drive around. But if I get busted for it, I get pulled. There's a cost to it. So there's certain things it's a cost to whether you agree with it or not. So what I responded was another one of my other responses to this guy. I said, personally, I feel he contemplated over this and was willing to lose his job. There are also lawsuits which help shape future events. Okay, that's correct. Because my line of thinking was this. I refuse, like, for example, like the Western Michigan University softball team refused to get vaccinated. And they took them to court. There you go. Now it shapes. Guess what? It shapes events. If you don't like the idea of mandatory vaccinations, then don't go to the military because you get vaccinated. You have to. You have no choice. I don't see any conservative person going to the army and say, I ain't taking no vaccine and I'm in the military. No, you get vaccinated. Okay. Shot in the arm. Okay. Whatever. Certain occupations require you to get vaccinated. Certain occupations. Because you might be, like, for example, if you work in infectious diseases or something like that, like, you technically are required to get vaccinated because you're around some kind of infectious diseases to a certain extent. But anyway. Okay. Right now I work from home, but my employer is mandating vaccines. Technically, yeah. I can understand the situation. I had to make the choice, and my employer fired me. Then that was my choice. Now I got my first dose, so it's a non-point for me. Here I am. Here's the thing. I made a statement about this dude. He made a choice. Quit. It's not a big deal. What makes it a big deal is if he takes him to court. Then that becomes a big deal. But see, people like to talk. But anyway. Then someone else will say, I agree with him and I'll follow his example when my time comes. No one wants your pity. We would like it if you stood up for human rights, though. Human rights? Human rights? Wait, what? Okay, so you agreed that he wanted, so you human rights issue. So is taking a mandated vaccination a violation of your human rights? Is it? Especially if it's designed to help you live? Is that really your... See, that part I was kind of murky on. And I replied to him, he made a choice. Which is true. Now, see, here's the thing. Now, let's take a little first step. Let's say, for example... Let's say he works as a weatherman. His wife works at some other company, whatever, and they make a combination of $200,000 a year. Okay, let's say that. Him losing his job, they would take a hit, but they still be able to live. Okay, but what if he was the sole wage earner? What if his wife was? What if he was married and the wife is a homemaker and he has kids? So that means by not taking this vaccination, you're going to lose your job. Will you find another job? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll find another job somewhere. But how's that going to impact the lives of your family? You see what I'm saying? That's the issue that a lot of people want to look at. In the news, you hear stories about people who are not vaccinated dying. Okay? It doesn't mean you're going to die. One of the reasons why they're trying to push vaccinations is that way it doesn't overload the hospitals. That's what they're trying to do. There are some hospitals that are overloaded with people, and there are some there's not. That's what they're trying. They're trying not to overload the hospitals, not trying to load up all those emergency room visits. Because guess what? If I have an emergency and I can't if I can't get into a hospital because they're full of COVID patients, I'm screwed. And that's the reason. That's the theory and logic behind it. Now, personally, I don't care what the fuck you do with yourself. I don't care if you get vaccinated or not. I don't give a shit. You know why? Because that's not that's your life, not my life. But anyway, before this get too long, let's see. And then what happened? This one lady says, "You, sir, me, I'm an idiot." I'm like, what? I said, am I an idiot by looking at this logically instead of using emotions makes me an idiot? I thought of this logically. You have a choice. For example, there's a thing called whistleblowers. There's a law against whistleblower. This is a whistleblower law. That means if you blow the whistle or you snitch on something that is potentially dangerous, you would be protected by the law. There's been documented stories where, say for example, certain companies had a faulty product and they got whistleblowed on, and of course, that person got shit can fired. He's supposed to be protected, but he got shit can fired anyway. Sometimes even get blacklisted from future jobs because of his whistleblowing. You're supposed to be protected, but guess what? Employees don't give a shit. They could do their own thing to a certain extent within the law. And I said, oh, ma'am, you're so sad. And it's one of those kind of situations where this is a hot topic. It's a very hot topic. And there's people on both sides. A lot of, funny thing is there was like 18 people who liked my comment and 3 to 4 who didn't like it. So that kind of tells you that a majority of people kind of agreed with what I said. This guy made a choice on whether he get vaccinated or not. He chose not to, and boom, he lost his job. Case of story. End of put. Done. No big deal, right? People are trying to say, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't do this. It's called life. You have to make a decision based on your comfort level. Now, for example, if my employer told me, hey, Art, you got to get vaccinated, and I said no, and they say you're going to lose your job, I got to think about it. What's in my bank? How much do I have? Over $100,000 in my bank account so I could live off until I find another job? The answer is no, I don't. Based upon me getting another job, can I get another job being paid the same amount of money that I'm getting paid right now? No. If I get another job, most likely it's going to be significantly a lot less, which impacts my lifestyle. So, in a sense, taking a vaccine is a no-brainer. But to some people, it's not. But anyway, that's just some. So far, there's nothing more on that, and that's fine. I'm glad because I kind of got bored with it after a couple hours. But anyway, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that the exchanges back and forth that I read. Let me know what you think. And with that being said, have a great Saturday.